Hi everyone, and welcome to E.L. Whitney Crafts. My name's Erica, and today I am going to be starting a junk journal, one signature, using Artymaze's Ferns and Mushrooms digital kit. I've already cut everything out and tea dyed it and gotten it ready for my signature, but today I'm actually going to work on the cover. I'm going to be doing a series start to finish on how I create my journals. So this is going to be more of just a craft with me. So if you have projects that you're working on, feel free to grab it and craft along with me. I hope everyone's doing well. It's been quite a while since I did a video. So if you were wondering what happened, it's, just life. But anyways, I make my covers using 9x12 envelopes. And I like to glue the inside just so that it doesn't shift around. It just, my thing. I don't like when the cover is wiggly. So I'm going to be covering the outside of it in this green masking paper, which I've already cut down to size. So the first thing I'm going to do is crush it all up. And get it all wrinkly. And let me cover my glue. Here we go. So you just want to be careful not to tear it, but if it does tear, you can still work with it. But okay. So if you want to see a proper tutorial on how to do these covers, Gail Agustinelli on her YouTube channel, she did a whole bunch of them, and that's where I learned how to do it. Okay, smooth that out, and then let's get. I'm using Liquitex matte gel medium. I picked it up at Hobby Lobby. And paintbrush. There we go. Grab my paintbrush and water. I just keep a jar of water, which I just spilt everywhere, but that's okay. That doesn't matter. There we go. So I'm just going to cover the back of this envelope with the gel medium. And then we'll go from there. You want to make sure that you get the edges real good because you don't want those lifting up on you. Let me put this over here so I can use both hands. Okay, grab a little bit more. So I know a lot of people use Mod Podge. That definitely work as well, but I'm in a very humid climate, so I find that the Mod Podge, whenever I use it, dries very sticky, and I don't like that, so I use this stuff instead. That way I don't have to deal with the stickiness. But if you do use Mod Podge and it gets sticky, you can always use a a sealant over it, a spray sealant to get rid of the stickiness. I just don't want to be bothered. Okay, just this one last corner, and then we can set it down. Again, making sure you get your edges. Okay, and then I'm just gonna place this in the middle, making sure I have enough space on each end to wrap around, and then just press it in. Gonna flip this over, smooth it down, make sure I get good contact. This is, I know I mentioned it's masking paper. It's a painter's masking paper that you can find fairly easily at Home Depot. And it comes in this beautiful green color as well as a brown craft color as well. And you want to get the wrinkles, you want to smush it so you can, wherever it's kind of smooth, just kind of give it a little smush so you can have your wrinkles on there. Okay, so this is the first part. Now what I'm going to do is cut the corners here to make it just easier to fold. It does not have to be perfect because I do intend to put book corners on, so if I get a little bit too close and the white shows through, it's not going to be a big deal. Go. And one more. There we go. Throw that away. Okay. Now what you want to do, if you have any lifted spots, you just want to, it won't matter in the long run, but again, I just like to make sure everything is secure. There we go. Get a little bit more there. Okay. And then I am going back in with the Liquitex and going around the edges. Here we go. Oops. Just bumped the microphone. Okay. And then just make sure you get it right up to the edge and press it down. Get a little bit more glue there. go. And then the other side. There we go. You want to make sure you get really good coverage, that way it doesn't peel up on you at a later date. And again, make sure your edges have a generous amount too. Okay. And then press that in. Go. A little bit more for this side. Oh, that was way too much. Oops. Okay. Just smooth it down. And the last side. Over here. Hang on, honey. I'm doing a video. What's up? It's okay. What? What do you need, hon? That's okay. What do you need? Sorry about that, guys. My daughter's homesick from school today, so we may be interrupted, but that's okay. Let's see. So just ignore any background noises you hear. Let's see, press that in. Get a little bit more up here. Okay, now before I set this aside to dry, I'm just going to do a coat of the Liquitex over the top to seal it on this side, and then when this side dries, we'll flip it over and do the same to the other side. Now you can also distress this with inks and stains and sprays and whatever whatever you want, but I kind of just like the green the way it is. Usually when I do the brown one, then I'll distress it to make it look more like faux leather, but for this one I kind of like the green. So just make sure whatever medium that you use will dry clear. Smush it in there and move it around. Which sometimes is a little hard to do because it likes to get all gathering in the creases. And you don't want to smush those down too much. Almost done. Okay, and then I will set this aside to dry, and when it's all done, we can work on the other side. I've already cut the liner. There we go. Close this and put this in my water here. I've already cut the liner that's gonna go on the inside. Let me slide this. Where should I put it? Just make sure you set it on a flat surface to dry. Let me clean this off so I can move on to the next part. So just wipe down whatever surface you're using so that you don't get anything stuck all over your stuff. Goodness, my mat is dirty. And then you want to dry it. We just have some paper towels here. There we go. Good as new. Okay, so I already prepared the liner because it would be kind of hard to do on camera, but it's a fabric that I picked up at Hobby Lobby, and I ironed on the heat and bond, and then I used white tissue paper on the other side and just trimmed it down to size. So this is what's going to go on the inside liner of the journal. So I will move this out of the way until we're ready for it, and we can start working on the pages for the signature. I have everything here already cut out. There's a lot of fussy cutting, but everything is so beautiful. Let's see. I just store all my stuff in job ticket holders that I pick up at Office Depot, I think is where I got it, but you can get it online at Amazon. Let's see. Okay, these are the pages that I picked. We're gonna set these aside, and I've gotten everything tea dyed and ready to go. Set that aside, and let's see. Oh, set these aside. Not ready for those. Yep, they're all dry. And set those aside. And get the pages that I want. Oh, I did not trim these down, but we can do that later. Okay. And these I want to set aside. Okay. So from here, I just fold in half the paper. So you can use scoreboard if you like, but yeah, I usually just do it by hand. And then I have a Teflon bone folder here that I use to crease everything properly. Now, when I printed this, I only printed one side. I used a LaserJet printer, but you can print double-sided, or you could coffee dye the pages, but I chose not to. But this is a beautiful kit that I got on Etsy from Artymaze. She has wonderful stuff. I absolutely love her kits. So I have a couple others as prepared as well that I'm going to be making journals out of. I think maybe her Bohemian journal kit, I might use that one next. But we'll see. Depends on what mood strikes me. There we go. So those are the main pages that I want to use. And I found this, I took this out of a book, Wildlife of North America, I believe was the name of the book, but I took the cover off, so I don't remember, and I just used washi tape to hold it together, but it is going to need to be trimmed down. And I tea dyed the rest of this paper here. So doily, because I'm only doing one signature, I just chose to put one. And this is grid paper or graph paper, and I tea dyed it, and the colors ran a bit, but I don't mind. And here we have manuscript paper that I tea dyed. And let's see, oh, here we go. And I have some music sheet. I need to trim this down though, but it's already folded, so we'll just move that over. And this is a page that I removed from Edith Holden book. That's already folded. And then, of course, tea dyed copy paper. So I usually try really hard to, you know, try to keep the number of pages down to like 15 to 18. That never happens, but I do try. So usually I end up with between 20 to 25 pieces, but I do try. Okay, I also like to use sometimes the legal paper because then I can get a nice little pocket in there. Hang on, let me grab a sip of my coffee. Okay. Now I need my grid for this. Let's slide that up. Those are already folded, so I'll move that over. How do I want to do this? Actually, you know what? I'm gonna just fold it in half, and then we go from there. And let's see, 5.5 is here, but let's fold it back at 4.5 on one side. And on the other, we can do it at 5. There we go. It doesn't have to be even on each side, but we can make this into a pocket, and this we can make into a pocket or a flip, either way. So that's that. And there we go. And then this time I'm gonna do the opposite, where I do this one at 5. And the other one, 4. When I put it in, I might flip it the other way, but just want to get it going. And then I have a baggie here. I got this, I believe, from A Tattered Dream. Pretty sure on Etsy. But let's see. Make sure that this doesn't go past 5.5. Go. Now we have a pocket here, and on the other side we can trim it down to make another pocket, or we can just use it as a page, which I think that's what I'm gonna do. And then I have some eco-dyed paper that I printed double-sided. This I got from I think Artymaze. Pretty sure, but if I'm wrong, then if it wasn't Artymaze, then it was Gail, the Gail Augustinelli, I think, not sure, but this we need to trim down, so I will set this over here. And this is just some mulberry paper, or onion paper, I think they call it. I got off of Amazon. And that'll go here. This I got from Gail. This is her lace paper, lace dyed paper. And I printed it double-sided. And I think what I'm gonna do is I think I'm gonna tear those edges. And then this is writing paper I picked up at the dollar store. Let's see, that I believe is going to be more than, might be more than 5.5, but we'll see. Having a little trouble here getting it straight. Okay, there we go. And then now let's check. Yeah, that's a little bit wider, but I can, we'll tear these edges. Let me grab my tear ruler. Okay. Set this over here. Line this up on my grid. I'm gonna come into about 5 1/4. Right there. And then tear. So we have a nice little jacket edge. And we're gonna do the same thing with this. Okay, I line it up here, my little L. That way I make sure that I am tearing straight. Let's bring that down to 5. And then there we go. Move those over. And then for the top and bottom, in this case, I am just gonna line this up here so I make sure I tear straight. There we go. Bottom. Line that up there. Okay. There we go. Kind of missed a bit on the bottom, but that's okay because we can ink that, so it won't be a big deal. Or let's see if I can just tear a little bit. Oh, okay, we can ink the rest. Okay, and here we go. Let us just go ahead and tear this. And then I think we'll call it a day. So on the next video, I will we'll put the signature together and we will work on the cover again, on the inside of the cover. Oops, sorry about that, my alarm went off. So we'll work on the inside of the cover and line the inside and do the, oh, good grief, put together the signature, start sewing the lace and stuff along the edges and getting it ready to be sewn in. There we go. I like the look of the torn paper, but good grief, sometimes it's just a pain in the butt to do. Okay. Hold that down real tight so that it doesn't shift. And there we go. Okay. All right, so that does it. We have all our paper here ready to be put together into our signature. Everything's folded down. Wait, we need to fold that one, and then I will trim the other pieces of paper that are too big. And we'll fold this, say 4.5. But we'll put it on the inside. There we go. And we'll do the same on the other side. Sorry, I just realized that I'm mumbling, so I will try to stop. It's just hard sometimes to think and talk at the same time. There we go. Okay. So here we are. So we have the pages all ready for the signature. This needs to be trimmed down. That needs to be trimmed down. This is good. And there we go. I do have some pages left over that I may stitch together to make pockets and also to use as decorating, but we'll see. And so for next time, these will be trimmed and ready to go. We'll have the signature, we'll put together the signature, and we will work on the other side of the cover. All right, hope you enjoyed my video. If you did, please give me a thumbs up, and don't forget to subscribe for more. When you do hit subscribe, don't forget to hit the bell notification so you know when I upload new videos. And thanks for joining me, and I'll see you again soon. Take care. Bye.